Good morning to me. 5 o'clock in the morning. Woke up again. All the time. All the time. Uh, I don't know. I just woke up and decided, hey, maybe they'd hear me talk for a minute. Pam complimented me on my shirt the other day. The one that I felt that I was in a circus tent. It's not a shirt anymore. It's now becoming a skirt, and it's part of a dress. If I could find the dress. I have all my clothes like spread out all over the place because there's like a whole bunch of textiles and stuff. And I'm like, which goes with what? And how do I do this? And how do I do that? And I got like 2 days until Journey comes and gets her eyeballs on my house. The majority of the house is clean. Cluttered, but clean. But I have this big pile of clothes just laying around here. And then sometimes I look at that and I look at Pam's vlog and I think, you know what? They're busy. They've got a busy life too. Like it doesn't have to be must be paint or something. I got something on my hands. Um it doesn't have to be like immaculate, hospital eat off the floor clean. Of course you wouldn't eat off the floor in a hospital. Honestly. A doctor told me one time, hospitals aren't there for you to heal in. You get sick in hospitals. Go home and heal. Anyway, so it doesn't have to be hospital clean. So really all I have to do is organize the piles. And that's going to satisfy her enough, and it's going to keep me from being embarrassed. Not that I'm embarrassed by any. I mean, they could have walked in here. Pam honestly could have walked in here when it was the way it was. She wouldn't have judged me. She'd have probably went, wow, that's a lot of stuff, but she wouldn't have judged me. Hello, Charlie. But I just didn't think it was appropriate for a little girl to see that. Maybe it could have been appropriate for her to see it. Come on, cat. Come on. I mean, okay, I guess what I was trying to say is kids are brutally honest. And that one is no exception. That one is the queen of brutally honest. I'm pretty sure the corners that still have dust in them, which I can't get clean without a vacuum, and I'm not vacuuming because I hate them. I'm pretty sure she's gonna see them, and she's gonna say, "Hey, T, you need to clean your house." But that I'm not worried about the brutally honest part either, just because I know I'm prepared for that part. It's just I think that she needed to see that my home reflected the way I felt about myself now, and then she needed to see that my home reflects that I want it to be welcome and open for people like her to walk into it and be part of my life. That's what it was. Long story short, or short story long. Basically, I wanted her to see that she was welcome in my home, and a mess like that was not welcoming. Even though, again, it's still, lived in. I live here. Oh my gosh, I live in this house. It's still, but it's not as bad as it was. So that was the big deal for me. And she will never know until she's old enough to know, obviously, that this wasn't just I cleaned my house. This was I cleaned myself. And she'll never know that she healed me. With this process, that young person healed me. And that's why it's very important for me. I mean, a lot of people be like, screw you, little kid, this is the way I live. But, no, I needed that wake-up call. I needed that wake-up call. And she gave it to me, and I will be forever grateful for that person. That's why, that's why when I did my You're Beautiful video, I said I'm proud of the people that came out of me, and I'm proud of the people that came out of her, out of Pam. I am. Very, very, very good people. And I'm proud of the people that had to marry her, too. Dang it. It's funny. He'll be sitting there all by himself. And I'm pretty sure y'all know her last name. But anyway, he'll be sitting there all by himself, and I'll catch him going, I before E, I before E except after C. And I looked at him one day and I go, okay, Mr. Reed. And he spells his last name R-E-I-D. He goes, you waited a long time for that one, didn't you? I said, yes, I did. I don't know if it's a nervous habit or if it's a tick or if it's just something he uses to calm himself down or something, but if he's got an OCD, if he didn't have an OCD about that, he does now. Oh, see, that's what I told her a long time ago. I says, man, you do got a good looking husband. I said, but the only thing I see is brother when I look at the dude. And and then I thought, oh, if I see brother when I look at the dude, then I have to pick on him because he's now my sibling. Pam, I was going to say something and I forgot what I was going to say. Oh yeah, because he's now my sibling. She's my sibling now too. Ha 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 ha. I was basically adopted last year. Which means I have to get $100 gathered up so I could put it in a card for their mom and dad for each for casino day. Oh. My mom and dad are doing pretty good. We all had a lot of fun doing our yard sales. Alana basically found books. This is what she does is instead of hoarding things now, she gets books because she can read them and then go donate them. Because where she's living, she has no storage. And she has no storage on purpose because she was doing the same thing I was doing, living the same life I was with the hoarding. And she says, Mom, I just can't live like that. And I said, you don't have to. You really don't have to. So she went and lives in a place where she cannot do that. It's not allowed. Okay. So anyway, she got books and I got lots and lots of stuff. Oh, well, I showed you in my one last video. My haul video. I can't wait to open this Notions box with Pam. That's going to be so fun. Hopefully you guys don't get bored. And if you do, tough luck, because this is just something we like doing. I just can't wait to see them all, man. It's going to be fun. It always is. It always is fun. And we have different plans this year than we did last year. Quite frankly, you can only visit Horse Crap Island how many times? It's the same every year. And yes, I call Mackinac Island Horse Crap Island. Actually, I call it Horse SH Island. But I'm being polite. And And yes, Aunt T does swear. I just recently have found that swearing is like the spices of life. You should really use it only when you need a little pepper. And honestly, when I'm having a nice, sweet conversation with you, I don't need to add a little pepper in it. That's like putting cayenne in your cinnamon oatmeal. You don't need to do that. There you go, talking about food. And no, I'm not crocheting this one. What I'm doing is when I cut the top off, I cut it before the waist part on the shirt, and it left a seam, and I'm sewing it down to... He's got the zoomies, man. The reason he's got the zoomies, and Pam told me about this, her cat Boo does this. He just released the Kraken in the box over there and just let me know that that was a good one. That's what he's doing. He's letting me know, oh, that was a good one. Anyway, I'm sewing it down so that I have a place to put that stretchy stuff, elastic. She uses it all the time, duh. So I have a place to put some elastic. I need to buy some more elastic. I ran out. But she doesn't do it professionally, and I don't do it all the time. But sometimes if I find a good sheet that has some stretch in the elastic still, like at a resale shop, I'll take the sheet apart and use the cloth, and a lot of times that cloth ends up in my scrap basket because I don't know what I'm going to use the cloth for. But I'll take that sheet and I'll use the elastic in it. Again, if it's still got a good stretch, if it goes crunch and crackle, you know it's from the 1930s, and you should just throw that sheet out because everybody and his mom has slept on that thing. And other things. And those are those kind of antiques you don't want to leave around your house. You don't want to leave around underwear and socks and sheets and pillowcases. Pillowcases, maybe. No, because when you're sleeping, you drool on your pillowcase. Sometimes your nose bleeds on it. And the reason I know that is because I used to work in motels, and I would go and I'd clean the rooms, and there would be a pool, and hopefully that was spit on a pillowcase, you know, like that. So you really don't want bedding. And another thing that I learned while housekeeping, or actually I learned it from the sibling because she likes to tie-dye stuff, and she was trying to find a cheap solution on buying cotton cloth. So she bought some sheets from a resale shop. No matter how much you bleach a sheet, if you have anything come out of your body onto a sheet, it leaves a permanent stain, a protein stain. And yes, I mean intimate fluids as well, especially intimate fluids. It leaves a protein stain, and you don't see like the color of it, but it's always there. It's like a film that just stays there. So if you try to dye it, that stain stays. So just to let you know, if you have used sheets like that, those are in there forever. But if I'm using used sheets like that, a lot of times I'll be using it just to make a t-shirt to go run around the yard anyway. So it doesn't matter if I got somebody else's protein on me or not. This needle is a blunt nose, and it doesn't like to go through this material. But this material isn't quite cotton. I'd have to look at the tag and let you know what it is. It feels very, very much like polyester. but not stiff like polyester. It'll probably say polyester and rayon and spandex. So that's what it feels like. But it's pretty anyway. It'll be a pretty skirt. I just didn't think that the pattern itself um was a little loud together as a shirt for me. I don't mind having patterns, but I don't like them like this. This is fine, these little tiny dots. But I don't like them really close to my face, and I don't like a whole lot of it because it looks like a clown threw up on me. And no, thank you. I mean, I understand that I like things that are a little wild and weird, but I don't need to look like a one-person circus. I really, really don't need that. I mean, enough about that. Everybody pretty much gets the point of what I was saying. And yes, I am sewing this by hand. And yes, if you ever see me, like my infamous, wonderful napkin shirt I have planned out, or robe or whatever, yeah, everything I've sewn, hand sewed. You want to know why? Me and sewing machines are not buddies. Sewing machines slip their bobbins, and they end up making this thing that looks like this wad of string that you can do nothing but cut it. And I know that has something to do with tension, and I know that has something to do with the way the machine's set up, and da. I am not a seamstress. I am not a seamstress in that manner. Me and sewing machines are not friends. I've always said, if you want a tool to work, get a manual one that doesn't plug into a wall. And then my dad said, I got the saying basically from my dad too. If that doesn't work, you know why. It's because you didn't pick up the tool and use it. Well, here's the tool. I picked it up and I'm using it. Nothing, and yeah, it takes longer, and yeah, it hurts your fingers, and whatever. But it does get done, and I don't mind. I don't mind it. I like to see what happens when I'm done. One thing I don't like is I do my stitches so well. I think my mom called this the blanket stitch. I don't know. It's got, you go in and then you go through it. So it's got an edging on it. And anyway, my mom used to make pouches out of the blanket stitch. But anyway, this stitch, if you want to take it out, it's kind of hard. You really kind of have to cut the stitch out. But that's my point. That's my point. When I'm sewing clothing, because who wants to walk down the road and your skirt falls off the edge or off the part where your elastic is, and you're standing there with a waist belt, your skirt fell off. And who wants that? So I use that stitch. Like I said, I think Mom said it was the blanket stitch. Then she's got names for all these stitches. There's another one where you just go in and out and in and out and in and out, like, and it makes like these little lines. And I think she said I don't know. There's names for all these stitches. She used to do embroidery and cross stitching and all sorts of stuff, so she knows names of stitches. I don't. I just know which techniques I know that will hold the clothing together that I'm making. And this one happens to be a pretty universal one that I liked. It eats your string. It'll eat your string up because you're using more string to make the stitch. But it also makes an edging on whatever you're sewing. So if you were to put that on a cuff of a pair of pants, you might see more of a finished edge than you would if you were to just sew it. Birds are out. It's almost time to gather all the solar lights, take them out there and put them on the porch. I have to figure out my outfit I'm wearing today because it has to be a warm one. It's going to be almost 60 degrees, only 54 degrees. But I have to get on my bike because I ran out of coffee. I mean, I guess I could get Walmart to bring it to me, but I just need coffee and I don't want to waste their time on coffee. I'm trying to save my food stamp money for when I get snacks for traveling around with Pam. Yeah, she wants me to go hang out with her, but it's not reasonable for me to think that she's gonna, pay my way for this and pay my food for that and this, that, and another thing. That's not reasonable. She invited me to hang out. She didn't invite me to in a daycare situation. She's not going to take care of me. I need to do that myself. So my food stamps are what I would be eating from. So I'm trying to save them, but I really need coffee. So that means I'm basically going to have to put on a very warm outfit and get on my bike and go get coffee. Because they don't have it at the gas station down there. And if they did, it would be like $85 a can like this. That dude, I don't know, I complain about him all the time. I'm sitting here realizing I need to get snacks for traveling, right? I need to get coffee. And I don't want to bother Walmart for one can of coffee. Epiphany! Get your snacks and your coffee delivered to ya! I'm probably one of the dumbest smart people you've ever met. Honestly. Some of the most smartest things come into my brain. But then I'm really, really just almost disabled in other parts of thinking, in other parts of processing things or connecting things. I'm just really, communication doesn't connect with me sometimes. And it's very frustrating. It's like dyslexia or dyscalculia, where you have a decoding issue, where you can't, it just looks like a different code rather than the written language or numbers. It's just, I don't know, there's something in the process that my brain is like, hey, guess what? We're going to think about squirrels now. So the heck with you and logically thinking about getting your snacks and coffee and having it delivered. Let's think about squirrels instead. There's just something in the process. And I think that's what happens with my sentence structure. When I speak to you and I start saying else whatever, that, this, and I'm like, well, there goes my sentence structure. Here she comes again. And there goes my sentence structure. I think it has to do with a communication issue. It just doesn't process correctly. And that is another reason I say that I am autistic as well. Is very, very, very intelligent in some departments. I mean, I told you the other day I play with electricity and I shouldn't be, but I do. Oh, cat. Ow! Ow! All 4 freaking feet. Step on me, walk on me. But again, communication and me, I can't do it very well. can't get it. I know what I want to say, and I know what needs to come out, but that little squirrel in my brain has other thoughts of what should come out and what should be said and what should be whatever. And then it comes out sounding like I'm from Star Wars. I'm Yoda. Like, oh. I know that's not his voice, but honestly, with whatever I'm doing, they keep copyright striking me. And the thing is Moody pointed out, he says, well, he ain't getting paid for it anyway, so what's it matter? It's not like it's not like I'm gonna run back like 5 years from now when I have like 120 subscribers and go back and go, oh, guess what? I'd like to get paid for that now. Right. Ooh, I think I'll just skip over that part. These here, the seams, when I go to sew them together, hurt my hands. So a lot of times there's a lot of big gaps where there used to be seams. And what I do with those also, because I have cut the string, the original string to hold it together, I take just a little bit of glue and glue it down so that, again, I'm not standing there wearing a belt, my skirt's on the ground. This is, I think I told you about this stone. I found it the other day. Sometimes, I don't know if they do this in other states or other countries, but people leave stones that have been painted on the beach or just for people to find, like a treasure hunt. And I found this one in a free box the other day. And I like the way it feels, for one thing. And somebody painted it really nice. They must have dot pens or something. And it says on the top of it says, with God, all things are possible. And I keep it near me. It's like and I don't know where my fidget things are, because I keep them far away from the pointy stuff, the sharp things, because they have goo in them. Pam had opened one up the other day. Apparently their belly buttons come out. Where they inject the goo into it. She said it opened up and it was like glue, like sticky, like glue. I'm like, yeah, I don't want that all over my bed. So anyway, I have this stone I found, and it's like a fidget. And I thought it was very appropriate. All things with God, all things are possible. It's very pretty. My mom said it seemed like something that a friend of hers usually leaves around the beach, because it would be something that you well, we would have found it around here because we found it at the yard sales around here. So she said it seems like something that a friend of hers would have. And it's just got the perfect shape, the perfect smoothness to be a worry stone. So there we go. It'd probably go with me and everything. It's a nice reminder too. With God, all things are possible. And you know what? If it wasn't for God, I wouldn't have this jumbled up squirrel brain. There's a reason for this brain to be the way it is. I just haven't figured out why yet. I haven't figured out what all that's about yet. 51 years old. You know what? Sometimes I think we're not meant to figure out what we're here for. I think we're just meant to be here. We have, there's only a certain amount of our brain that we use. And then there's all that other stuff in it. We're not meant to know what's there. If we're meant to know what was there, we would know what was there, right? And it's God's little secret. He's like, I know what your potential is. It's up to you to figure that out. He already knows. He already knows what's what. It's up to me to figure out how to navigate that. It's up to me again, it's up to me to get in my car and drive it. He's just the instructor. Jesus, take the wheel. Please don't. You don't have physical hands. But please guide me while I'm in this rough spot. Yeah. I think what I'm going to do now is stop the video and go to walmart.com and get all that stuff. Because I thought, it's going to be cold to get on that bike. Not that I don't, not that I don't want to, because I love being on it. You guys know that when it's hot enough, I do every day when it's hot enough. Oh, she's up. I'm like, what the heck? Sounds like she's bringing in a herd of elephants. There sounds like there's like, I think a group of cats is called a clowder. Anyway, it sounds like there's a group of them in here. Like there's like 20 of them in my house at night. But it's just them going, just them two. I'm going to have to look that up. Yeah, it's called a clowder. But it sounds like there's a clowder of them in here. And the rest of the, I put I got the definition, but the rest of it also said it came from it said the word clatter, which means to huddle, but it also originated from the word clutter, which means there's a clutter of cats around here and we don't know what to do about it. What the heck, cat? What are you looking for up there? If you pee in my clothes, I'm throwing you outside. You get out of there. Get out of there. Get out. Move. Get out of my clothes. I'll put the definition up here. A little turkey finally got her way. Hey, you got donkey ears. See, that's what I mean about my textiles. Most of my clothes are down, and I'm like, this could do that, this could do that, I'll do it another day. I don't have another day to do it. I really should be doing that today. That's something else about me. Is if I have a huge project, I will wait till the day before to do it. Otherwise, I got all this time beforehand to mess around and make bigger projects to do. I won't, if it's in this condition, like now, in the predicament I'm in, I won't clean my house until like the day you're on your way. I'm like, whatever, you're not here yet. And then I'm all, oh, I'm so tired. I was up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Oh, that's because I was being a poop head and I didn't clean my house until like 5 hours before you were supposed to show up. I should have bought hair dye. But I'm almost thinking, I know it's purple. I know everybody likes it likes it to be purple. I'm in a phase right now that I don't really mind the roots until I start seeing like Pam's videos. When I start seeing her videos, because she's a dang good photographer. That woman's I think she was born with a camera in her hand. I mean, she literally has 5-gallon buckets and a room dedicated to printed photographs that she's taken throughout our lives. I mean, she snap, 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 snap. And when we were younger, when you took a picture, in order to find out how it came out, you had to get it developed. And then you had to wait, you take it to get it developed. You wait a couple days or a week, and then you get your pictures back. And then you're like, oh, well, there's only like 1 out of 50 that I took that were good. But not her. There's like 50 out of 50 that she took that was good. For me, I do the same thing with video. With the camera on my phone here. If I see something, I'll take like 5 or 6 pictures of it, and I'll pick out the best one, and I'll delete the rest of them. Not that I alter them or anything like that. It's just I grab the one that I think is the prettiest. But you couldn't do that with the printed photographs. And copy and paste, we didn't copy. We'd crop them. Cut out the pieces you didn't want. Like, you have one person in the corner over here, and then you've got forest all over and the rest. They cut the forest out, and you stick the person in the middle of a page, and you keep that. That was cropping. Crop dusting, that's a total different thing. And I've done that a couple of times too. My dad, that poor old man, he's lucky he can't. He used to have super smell. And then COVID hit him. Like, I don't know how many times COVID hit him. It hit him a lot after he had the vax. Anyway, he can't smell anything anymore. That poor old guy, he sits right next to the door in the living room. And me and my mom have this problem where we sound like, we just sound like a jet-propelled person when we get up out of a chair. And as we're walking down the hallway, because the bathroom is down the hallway and to the left, as we're walking down the hallway, we kind of let her rip, and because we're old and, grommets don't stay tight. That poor old guy, he gets it every time. But I don't feel so bad, because I was looking at a project that he was taking apart. So my grandnephew has a swing in their living room that is like bolted to like a rafter. Dad's got it like so secure that Dad could sit in it. So anyway, he was taking my mom's computer desk apart because it has a piece that sticks out, but it's bolted down so that it doesn't slip on her and things like that. Another invention Dad did. So he's over there doing that, and I was looking at it, and I had my face down there. I was looking at what he was doing, probably to see how to do it myself so I didn't have to keep bothering him every time. He farts. He farts right in my face. I'm like, Dad, you just crapped on my head. He's like, what? So I don't feel really bad for crop dusting him on the way through. You know what else he used to do? He did it to my niece and my daughter too. Because they raised my sibling and I in the same house as they raised my sibling and I's kids. So he would stand by our door and cut one. Just by the bedroom door and just cut one. And it's like, Dad, down the hall and to the left, okay? No, he'd stand right by our door and just, let her rip. People wonder why I'm the way I am. Ask his surviving friends. I'm the one with the personality that's more like my dad. Went in the bathroom, do my morning constitutional. And I was looking down and I saw my bonnet cap. I wore it the other day to yard sailing. I didn't put, anything to go around the neck or to tie down because it's already got elastic in it. And it was a sleeve off of a blouse that didn't fit me properly. It fit me at the time. Again, it had no torso to it. It was like all these tops are crop tops. And honestly, I looked like Patrick Starr from the waist down. Just like, bleh. So I'm like, really? I don't really need a crop top. So it had these puffy sleeves on it. And I was like, just for out of a whim, I stuck my head in it. I'm like, ooh, guess what I got? So, and it feels kind of like linen. It's a little, I guess it's a little, maybe, there we go. I was like, I had it on kilt, funky, I don't know. Anyway, it's got this, I mean, if I'm wearing my glasses, it can, shade. And this part, it's a little uneven, I guess. But, oh well. This part goes over my ears. I can't hear it over my ears. So when I'm walking around, those black flies will stay out of my hair, stay out of my ears. I told you before, those black flies, I'm allergic to them. Yeah, it's a little uneven. Maybe. I don't know. It's just a hat anyway. Yeah. So I was wearing this around. And a lady stopped me. I had like 5 people stop me and say, that's really neat. Thank you. I says, well, the only thing, it's just a sleeve. The only thing I did was the edging. They said, well, that was a good idea. Then one lady, she said, is that for pretty or for bugs? And I says, kind of both, because I think it makes me feel pretty and it keeps the bugs out of my ears. And again, I think I'm wearing it cockeyed because this just seems longer than this. Well, anyway, yeah, I think I've got it on cockeyed, but I still wanted to show you back to me and my hair in all its glory. Woohoo! It's still been wet and raining, and you could tell how long it's been raining by the width of my hair. Somebody told me a long time ago it was never going to grow down. It was always going to grow out. It's true. It's true. So that's one thing that I did. And that's one kind of thing that I do with clothing is I'm like, I don't like that shirt the way it is. Maybe it could become a pair of shorts. Maybe it can become a hat. Maybe it can become something else. Because that's a good piece of cloth. And it's already partially made. Just create it into something else. So that's why I have my piles of clothes laying on the floor. Well, that's not the floor, that's the couch. But still, it's laying there on the couch. Because I'm like, well, this can do this and that can do that. And that. And you know what? I just noticed. I've got the heat on in here. The window's open a little gap. Which means I have to go out there and close it. Those windows. Oh, it's like living in a camper. Oh man, it's cold out here. Holy. Oh, that might be what's wrong. Oh, I got it. I had a cord sticking out. It was the one to my water fountain. Oh my goodness, guys. Ah. Walmart just confirmed my order. I ordered 5 frickin' things. But I needed them. What I did too, there is some instant coffees, not this one. This one has no flavor. And it's not because of the age of it. I mean, I've bought recent from these people and it hasn't changed. There's like 0 flavor to that. You have to put like half of a container to be able to taste the coffee. Granted, that one was probably about 5 to 10 years old because Dad gave it to me because he wasn't going to drink it. And if Dad ain't going to drink it, you know it's bad coffee. If it's brown and it's got caffeine in it, and it's not carbonated, he'll drink it. Don't put stuff in his coffee. He said when he was in the Navy that for coffee, they would set out 1 container of evaporated milk. And he said he didn't know how long that evaporated milk would sit there because sometimes it had green fuzz on the top. And then he said to put sugar in it. He said a guy would put the sugar in his coffee, stir it up, put it back in the bowl, put the sugar in the coffee, stir. So there was layers after it. It looked like a lollipop at the end of the spoon by the end of the meal. And he's like, I'll drink it black. So I prefer either. I like milk in my coffee sometimes. Sometimes I'll because I want an ice cream and it's got caffeine in it, I'll drink a frappe. I'm being fancy. I stay away from Starbucks. That stuff tastes like somebody left the good coffee on the burner on low for 3 days and let it burn and just sit there. It does not taste good at all. It tastes like burnt, stale coffee. That's why they have to put so much crap on it to make it taste anything like coffee. And then you don't have coffee in your cup, you got a dessert. That stuff, there's no reason for Starbucks. There is no reason for that stuff. Pam's gonna put me on a crucifix. Dunkin's okay. Their coffee's okay. It's actually got a nice coffee flavor to it. And I've experienced them with Pam. Her husband likes it. He drinks that whenever he can, whatever. So I go there and I drink the Dunkin' too. She gets that Starbucks stuff. I go to Dunkin' with her husband. Ugh. Anyway, I did get an instant coffee. There is the premium, and I don't know, I think it's like $9, and it's like a jar like this of Juan Valdez, and it's like a gold color. That stuff is so good for instant. You can't even tell it's instant. That's like, I would drink that if it wasn't so expensive. But I found that the Walmart brand Instant Colombian has a very good flavor to it too. And that's way cheaper than the Juan Valdez, which is the one I want. But I also got powdered milk, full powdered milk, because you can cook with it if you don't drink it. Instead of coffee creamer, I think you can cook with coffee creamer instead of milk. I don't know what they're up to. I think I have cooked with coffee creamer, and there is milk in it, but there's something about that stuff that really turns my guts. That's another reason I don't like a lot of those novelty coffee shops as well, is because the things they sweeten stuff with, I don't know what's in it. It makes my guts turn. And it's like, I need a day to myself to be close to the bathroom. Here he is announcing his delivery. He's scratching too. So that's another reason I don't like stuff in my coffee except for milk. And milk, honestly, and yeah, it's whole milk because it tastes better. Milk adds protein to it. So if I want a snack, or if I feel that, whatever, milk adds protein to it. Not much, but it still adds a little protein to it. I could be using one of the, and I have those breakfast essential carnation things. I used to put that in my coffee. They got expensive. I guess powdered milk. But again, I'm going on an inner Michigan vacation, and powdered milk and stuff like that are not something I would buy all the time, but it's something that would be more convenient for traveling around or taking to a place. Like if I left a bag of powdered milk sitting somewhere, or if I left an instant coffee sitting somewhere, no skin off my nose. Yeah, that's money I lost, but no skin off my nose. You lose stuff all the time when you're traveling around. If I lost my ground coffee, I'd be like, lost forever. Thanks for letting me know. How about I do that every time I go in the bathroom? Wow! He don't care. He'd be just like, Mom, why are you making all that noise? I have to get staples for my staple gun. I have two things that need to get up on the wall. One that I've had for my that Alana gave to me for my birthday 2 years ago. It still hasn't been up on the wall, but I haven't figured out because it doesn't have a frame or anything to it, and I want to Mod Podge it because it looks like it's really old. And I've been Mod Podging like my really old tapestries that my mom made. And to me, they're going to be important to me till I die. And then when I die, somebody's probably just going to throw them in the landfill. But they're important to me now. And are my glasses off kilter, or is my face just crooked? I have sat on them a couple of times. I haven't sat on my own face. Man, imagine that. I'd be totally self-sufficient. No, I sat on my glasses a couple of times. Hopefully I didn't have a naked butt when I did it. I guess I'm gonna quit yakking at you and telling you about all these body functions. You get to know something new about a body function every time I talk to you, hey? I know an awful lot about that, don't I? But I'm gonna get on off of here and go find something to do for the rest of the day, and I'll see you later. Bye! What in the world did my cat just turn into because of